So we're starting to see the AI bubble burst in spectacular fashion, and we're seeing two big examples in 1 week. Duolingo CEO announced a while back that they were going to go AI first and start firing contractors, and were using AI usage to do performance reviews. They lost over 300,000 TikTok followers and got flooded with one-star reviews. But that's not even the biggest story. Klarna, the company that bragged about replacing 700 customer service agents with AI, had to reverse its course and start hiring back a lot of the humans. And they just publicly admitted that their AI provides lower quality service, and they're desperately hiring humans back. Their CEO literally told OpenAI, "I want Klarna to be your favorite guinea pig." But now they've had to reverse course and publicly start hiring humans again because they were getting lower quality scores and losing customers. And now he's eating crow. Two major companies, two spectacular AI fails. This is just the beginning, folks, because people have been ignoring what we've been saying here. And as always, I love when you get a comment, but make sure you hang out because I've got some great evidence that we're going to show you here that we're starting to see the crack on the bubble burst. Let's dive into this today. Welcome to Startup Hack. I'm Spencer, and here at Startup Hack, we train software developers and build custom software solutions for companies. With a decade of executive leadership as a fractional CTO and 25 years in software development, I've mastered transforming tech teams and products. All right, so I've been calling the AI bubble burst for months, but I never expected to get two totally perfect case studies in the same week. Both Duolingo and Klarna, some of the huge poster children for hype around AI right now. Companies chasing cost savings instead of customer value made grand announcements without understanding the implications and ultimately discovering that AI can't replace human element that makes their business work. So I'm going to break down exactly what both companies did today. Let's jump into a couple of these articles really quick to kind of start off. And again, these are just a couple articles. I could go into tons of others, and I've gone way deeper and past the headlines because I get accused of a lot of stuff here. But let me dive in here and look at some of this. So very first thing, and this is PC Magazine, so this isn't like just some random, right? Amid backlash, Duolingo backtracks on plans for AI pivot. Duolingo CEO said the company does not see AI as replacing what our employees do, after indicating it would replace contract workers with AI last month. Now, he went on to say that, they'd announced plan to be AI first, and they're one of the biggest noisy people about this. And this is one of the ones that people are telling me, see, you're totally out of touch because you're wrong. The bubble's not going to burst. It's still whatever. Many of the app's million users weren't happy about the move. So you're giving back jobs to people fired in favor of AI, or just trying to distract people, one user wrote. Hire linguists, stop using AI. Days after announcing its pivot, Duolingo rolled out 148 new courses created using generative AI. Now, they were mostly doing this just to try to get other languages, and I can totally get this as a CEO, right? But to be clear, I do not see AI as replacing what our employees do. We are, in fact, continuing to hire at the same speed as before. That sounds awfully interesting. Now, last month, Google applied its flagship Google Gemini model to 3 new tools, and they talk about that. But so that was just the first of it. Then Klarna flips because they had gone really crazy, right? After, flips from AI first to hiring people again, a new landmark survey, and I'm going to go through the survey as well. But after years of depicting Klarna as an AI-first company, the fintech CEO reversed himself, telling Bloomberg the company was once again recruiting humans after AI approach led to lower quality. Surprise! An IBM survey revealed that its common occurrence for AI use in business were just 1 in 4 projects deliver the return it promised, and even fewer are scaled up. After months of boasting that AI has let it drop, they let it drop their employee count by over 1,000. So they had removed over 1,000 between attrition and layoffs. But now they were reversing course. It's so critical that you are clear with your customers that they're always a human if you want, right? People were getting so frustrated, but they had let go of 700 human agents, right? I am of the opinion that AI can already do all the jobs. This is what he said in February, right? Now they're reversing course. And part of the reason why is because the quality was way down. Now, I want to jump into this survey here because this is interesting too. Most AI spending driven by FOMO, not ROI, CEOs tell IBM. So just 1 in 4 bets pay off so far. Only a quarter of AI initiatives had delivered the expected return on investment, according to IBM survey of 2,000 CEOs. This is not a small survey. 2,000 CEOs running AI projects, and this is IBM. This isn't like this is some sensational magazine. And IBM's chasing AI. They want to actually, they are one of these ones that have dumped billions of dollars in AI. So if they're saying this, they're eating some crow themselves. The study finding published in a McBids Blue annual Think conference on Tuesday shows that despite hype, I love that word, around generative AI, enterprises are struggling to get real value from the token spewing tech. I love this line. I could read it like 5 times here. And I hope you guys are leaving a comment because I love when you guys leave comments. I'm answering them all personally over the last few month or so. Like I'm spending multiple hours a day replying to comments, but I reply to all of them personally. That's all me. Anyways, just over half, 52% of CEOs responded say their organization realizing value from Gen beyond cost reduction. Like they're trying to, right? But despite this, the enterprise aren't ready to give up their dreams of using AI. So they're still spending even though it's not working. That is like the definition of insanity, right? Rather than chatbots, image generator search, many of us associate with tech AI seeks to automate entire tasks by switching other tools. But as it stands, enterprise AI deployment right now is quite narrow. There we go. The survey found that just 16% of initiatives have scaled across the entire enterprise. Of all the initiatives, only 16% are working. IBM says 65% of chief executives surveyed are prioritizing use cases based on their potential return on investment. Potential return on investment. None of them have seen it. So it goes on to talk about a lot of these, believe that the harnessing the proprietary data set will be key to unlocking the value of generative AI. Well, the very first problem here, folks, is that they believe in generative AI. AI is not actually AGI. This is one of the core problems. And 72% of CEOs are still believing this myth. AI is a great tool. I don't even like calling it AI. LLMs are a great tool. And I talk frequently that you should be using them. Developers should be using LLM tools. They should be using Cursor. They should be using GitHub Copilot. They should be using these things. It does make you more productive. However, they cannot be trusted. You cannot blindly trust it. You cannot use it as a crutch. AI is a great consultant. It is not good to be trusted full out. And this is the problem right here. 72% believe they're different and that they're going to hit generative AI, or they're going and this is the FOMO that they don't want to be missing out on. However, long-term executives remain optimistic that their Gen AI investment will eventually pay off. This is what we call insanity, and this is what we call hype, and this is what we call a bubble. So those of you who think I'm saying, oh, AI is just going to go away, it's not. We're going to have to find the real use cases, right? We're going to have to find those 16%. Where was that number? 16%, right? And I think that number's high because I think that's the ones who lied, that said that they wanted to tell their stockholders that the money they've been spending on AI has actually been worth it. But this is what I'm trying to say it's what I've been trying to say all along. This is the definition of a bubble. A bubble is when there is hype, when money gets dumped into it, and when that doesn't return to ROI. This is big, right? And so when only 1 in 4 investments bring ROI that they promise, that is the definition of hype. Now, Duolingo's seeing it, Klarna's seeing it, and these were some of the loudest proponents for using Gen AI. Both companies prioritize short-term cost savings over long-term customer relationships, and they're paying the price. The uncommon ROI questions are being asked in boardrooms everywhere, and the answers aren't pretty right now. Now, Klarna CEO now says it's so critical that you're clear with your customers that there's always be a human if you want to. Now, the study found that this is more on the study from IBM. Study found that more than 4 in 5 people would choose waiting to talk to a human over getting immediately served by a bot. Duolingo users are specifically demanding human linguistics because they recognize the irreplaceable value of human teaching. Klarna is plotting a rare recruitment drive so customers can always speak to real people. Both companies discovered that full automation creates worse customer experiences, not better one. The replace all human narrative is collapsing under the weight of customer backlash. Now, Klarna's automated customer service agents couldn't quite hack it. And that's in a quote, couldn't quite hack it. When dealing with frustrated customers, AI customer service chatbots offer lower quality output despite being cheaper than human staff. Duolingo's AI-generated course immediately faced user complaints about educational quality. So the cost savings from AI evaporated really quickly when quality problems created more expensive customer service issues. And both companies learned that reliability trumps capability. Consistent mediocrity beats unpredictable excellence. Now, if your company has systems that aren't connected, reach out, because here at Starter Pack, our specialty is connecting systems so your company can work like a well-oiled machine. Check out starterpack.com/Spencer. Now, Klarna CEO is this great example, right? Because they went from saying AI can do all the jobs that we as humans can do. That was just a quote publicly from him in February. To now, we need to hire our humans back. Humans, come back, come back. And this, like, Duolingo CEO admits that he wasn't clear in his AI memo. It's kind of funny how these CEOs just can't eat a little bit of humility and say, "Oh, we were wrong," when really everybody knows that's what they're saying. But he said he wasn't clear in his AI memo and doesn't know exactly what's going to happen with AI at Duolingo. Now, there's complete reversals, and this proves that there's no real AI strategy, just hype-driven cost cuttings. When your AI strategy requires public apologies and hiring reversals, you validated every bubble skeptic. Now, what is the right thing that we should be doing here with AI? The big thing that we need to be hitting on, you should be using AI. Please don't misunderstand me. I am not some head in the sand person that's saying, oh, AI is just going to break and go away. That's not the case. We've got to figure out how to use it responsibly. We've got to start. AI is non-deterministic. And I get this question in my comments all the time, and it's really made me kind of giggle because people come back and be like, AI is totally deterministic. It's absolutely non-deterministic. The definition of non-deterministic is that if I put in the same parameters 5 times into a function and it returns back the same things 5 times, that'd be a very low use, a very low example of deterministic. If I put something in 5 times and I get a different result, any of those 5 times, it is non-deterministic. AI is the definition of non-deterministic. That's the problem. It generates word salad because if it doesn't have an answer, it's going to make things up to try to make it sound like something that you want to hear. Now, this is great for a party trick AI bot. This is not good for scientific use cases. When we're developing software, we need it to produce in a 5 nines or 6 nines level of accuracy. That means that it's going to produce, if you say 5 nines, that means that 99.999% of the time it will work correctly, right? That's a 5 nines. AI can't even, at the best of their rigged benchmarking, and I'm actually preparing a video to kind of teach everybody how rigged their benchmarking is because it's totally a joke. The benchmarking for AI is a complete joke. But AI at their best, at their own rigged tests, are going to be saying they're doing 79 to 80%. Since when in software development or any engineering practice was 80% even close to good enough? And that's not even the case because OpenAI, the largest of the models, their best models right now, and I'm preparing another video on this. I do a ton of research for you guys, but they're producing hallucinations at over 35%. That would mean it's like not even in the 60% of accuracy. So if OpenAI is publishing their own numbers, I'm not making this up, this is their own numbers. If they're saying that over 35% of the responses contain hallucinations, how in the world are we using this and building things on top of it to prove that this works? Now, I love to build on top of ALMs. We build a lot of agents, of AI agents for our clients here. Because Startup Hack loves to build custom software solutions for companies to make their processes work really well. But we build LLMs that are on a very specific use case that do dual checking. So I actually have one LLM checking another LLM, and they're doing it with weighted scores that are not made up. And even then, we're finding high hallucination rates. However, in a lot of different use cases, some of the matching and the power of these LLMs is awesome. It's super cool stuff that we can do with, and we couldn't even do this stuff a couple of years ago. But this is an example of why you're going to see developers continue to grow over the next couple of years. Because as the hype dies away, as the bubble bursts, and as the hype dies away, you're going to see more people coming to say, hey, there is some cool tech here. A great example of a bubble that we saw burst is in the early 2000s. You saw everybody who put a .com on their name being valued for millions of dollars. Literally, I could stand up what today would be a common WordPress site, throw .com on it, show I have a website, and you could go out and raise millions of dollars. This is what was going on in 1999, 2000, 2001. And then the bubble burst. And what did that mean? It meant valuations tanked. Did the technology disappear? Did the websites disappear? No, we got the internet out of it. And in the later 2000s, 2008, 2009, 2010, we got Web 2.0, which is really the internet we know of today. This is a great example of what happens when a bubble bursts. We're seeing the same thing with AI hype today. As Linus Torvald said, 90% hype, 10% reality, right? And in this point, what we're going to see is we're going to see these examples like we saw with Duolingo, like we saw with Klarna, and like IBM is finding in their research. We're seeing that 16%. I love that number that IBM found. 16% could actually scale. I think it's about what we're at today. I think we're at around, that's about where I would put the number. Might even be a little high at 16%. But let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's say it's 20% of projects right now are actually going to scale with AI. That's because those are the engineers who are really using AI the way it is intended to be used, not as a solve every problem and not under the belief that AGI is coming. See, the biggest problem that we have right now in the industry is AGI was this myth. We're not going to hit AGI probably ever, in my opinion, but if we do, it will be still 40 to 50 years away. You want a great example of this? Tesla's been working with FSD since 2018. And I'm a huge Tesla fan. Drive a Model 3, have FSD, use it every day. Love it. I love my Model 3. And yet that last 10% to actually get to where they could have a driverless system was where the diminishing return came, because they're having to work so hard to get over that last 10% that it's taken the largest company on earth with one of the highest valuations, an enormous amount of money to get to that point. And that's an example of where it still isn't AGI. And actually, as you look at how FSD works, it's fascinating because it's not AGI, but it's the closest thing to AI I know that we have, but really, it's really big data. It's big data that has been trained on models, that has an overwhelmingly large amount of models, that grew so much that even Elon Musk's promises that hardware 3 would be able to hit AGI or would be able to hit FSD didn't meet reality, and now they've admitted they're going to have to go, and only hardware 4 will be able to. And look, guys, I'm a huge Tesla fanboy. Fully admitted it. I love my Tesla. I think I won't ever really buy any more Teslas from here. But this is an example of where AGI myth was believed, and for every single year since 2018, we've been promised that FSD would be fully autonomous driving by the end of the year. By the end of the year. We've heard that over and over again, right? And yet this is so hard to solve that even Musk has come back and admitted this is hard to solve. This is a great example, guys, of why I'm talking about the AI bubble burst. So I wanted to jump in and give this to you guys today. As always, the best compliment you can give me is if you guys leave a comment down below. If you disagree, I love to have a great discussion. I talk with you guys, and I'll point out my points of where I think that you may or may be wrong, but I love the honest feedback that you guys give me. It's the best thing that I have. Here at Startup Hack, we love to train software developers and to build custom software solutions for companies. And so reach out because we'd love to help. Check out startuphack.com/Spencer. And here's some great information about some of our services.
Hi, my name is Spencer Thomason, and I'm a fractional CTO. With over a decade of executive leadership and a solid 25 years in software development, I've mastered the art of transforming technology teams and products. So what is a fractional CTO? This is where you can contract someone like myself to come into your organization and get the benefits of a seasoned CTO without having to employ me full time. In today's fast-paced world, efficiency, security, and product scaling aren't just goals, they're necessities. My passion is building impactful products and enhancing organizational efficiencies through technology. From startups to small businesses, my approach leverages lean methodologies to not just meet but exceed your strategic goals. Whether it's through executive mentoring, cloud system architecture, or launching a minimum viable product swiftly, my aim is to make a significant impact right from the start. Recognized in the Arizona startup ecosystem, my journey has been about creating value and fostering innovation. I have led technology for companies like GoDaddy, SRP, and Wells Fargo and turned challenges into milestones. I've taken this learning and launched 7 of my own brands, and now I want to help you. So if you're looking for a fractional CTO who brings a wealth of experience, strategic vision, and a proven track record, let's connect. Together we can build technology that not only drives your business forward, but also makes a difference. Technology leadership redefined to fit your needs. So reach out today.